Okay, Ken, so I'm recording the screen here to kind of give you an idea of what this might look like when I do it. So this is Socrative from my classroom or my room in Socrative, and I wanted to show you a couple options here. I think you're pretty familiar with all the options here with like the starter quiz, quick question, space race, and exit ticket. And I think if you go to manage quizzes, you're also pretty familiar with creating a quiz. So I'm not going to overview that very much, but I think and maybe I'm wrong. I think maybe you're struggling with the My Quizzes section, and maybe, or I hope yours are all showing up here. Where I'm at right now, it's the recent tab, so all my recent ones are showing up right now. But what you're going to want to look for is the All section, and then all the quizzes I've made are down in here. So I don't know if you're having trouble or if you've run out of space after making these quizzes. Maybe there is a limit because you can tell I haven't used all of the space in here because I offer some of my quizzes through Google Forms, which it's a good place to give a quiz, but at the same time it doesn't grade it for me. So that's another thing that I then get to go back in. But if they're all A, B, C, D, I can look down the columns and grade them pretty quick. So it's not a bad thing either. The nice thing about Socrative, of course, is that it'll grade it for you if you just select the right answer. So I completely understand the ease and comfort of using Socrative. It can be pretty nice in that regard. As far as when the students log in, or how many you have in a class, like after, let's see, let me go back here. After I start a quiz, like let's say I go out here, I pick Business Law, Chapter 1 test. I like to give them the student pace, student navigation, and you can kind of mess with these as you want. I don't like to randomize too much. I understand why you might like to, just to keep kids off balance. But if you have a kid not finish and needs to make up some questions, sometimes it can get kind of tricky as to which questions he did or didn't answer, and you have to go back and look at the reports and then let him finish later. I've done that before, but if you keep the question order in a straight pace, it's easier to come back and do those kinds of things. But I understand why you'd want to do the other way too, just so kids couldn't cheat off of each other, because we both know that happens. If you do teacher paced, you can have them all be on the same page at the same time, but again, if you're teacher paced, that's not exactly conducive to helping them or keeping them honest, because while you're moving the questions, they'll be talking to each other or doing something silly to get the answers to each other. But other than that, I hope your reports are showing up over here next to the My Quizzes thing. All my reports for tests that I've given are all here. Obviously, they have the recent ones again. Then you have all. Then you can have just quizzes. I've never done a space race. I've never done any exit tickets, and I've never done any short answers. I've only done quizzes. So maybe this is where you're running out of space. I don't know. You can archive these and create more space, which they'll keep them. They'll just be located in the archive reports section, which, anything beyond this year, I should probably go ahead and archive because there's no real point in keeping those things. So I'll do that real quick and show you where those things are located. A lot of my finals I like to give are done through here because, like you, I don't want to spend all every day, all day grading everything. So it's kind of nice to have them in the archived area. So now I have a little more room to have my quizzes stored in here. Those are the same ones that I'd have reported or emailed to myself. So you can see there they all are archived. I guess the other thing I wanted to tell you is in my all quizzes, let's say I wanted this test and I wanted to email the results to myself because I forgot to do it or I didn't do it as I ended the quiz. Well, if you go to get reports and which reports would you like, whole class, I always do the whole class. Sometimes you can do individual students too and then send them their specific score. That's kind of nice. I actually really like that. But I just email it to myself, or sometimes I'll download it. I like emailing because then it reminds me, number one, which time this test was taken, and if I give it again, then I have a timeline of which tests I gave at what hours. So I kind of like that. Just as in my email, have a refresher as to when I gave those tests. So I hope that clears some things up for you. You can have it sent to your drive too if you want to go that route. As far as setting up a class, and I wrote this in my notes too in the email, I've only had them sign in and then use my room. I don't know of any other way to do it. So if you're actually if you're able to sign students up and have them be a part of it in some other fashion, I'm not real familiar with that. So I hope this helps. Um, I guess I don't see you having more than 50 students in one class period. If you do, I feel bad for you. But if you just have whoever's in your first hour, let's say, take the quiz, send that report to yourself, archive the report, and you can shut down after you shut down that quiz and have the report sent to you. You can start the next quiz, and it'll be a brand new set group of like 25, 26, 27, whatever you got, and that'll be a totally separate report, totally separate class. So I guess that's how I would handle it. Let me know if that works, or if I'm not even close to what you're trying to look for, and I'll try to give you a couple other options. But as for Socrative, that's the best advice I can give you right now. All right, hope you enjoy. Hope this works, and if you have more questions, please feel free. I like answering them. It's pretty fun. All right, thank you for your time. Good luck, Ken.